Welcome, everybody. My name's Marty. I'm one of the chief rangers here at James River State Park. And, you know, every one of our parks has something very special that makes it unique, whether it be nature, geology, history, or culture. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about culture and history, and quite obviously what you probably recognize as the banjo. The banjo, its history is very relevant to this area, and it's an American-developed instrument. And what I mean by that, its roots aren't from America, as you might think. Actually, its roots start with Africa. The sad part is the banjo was introduced to America through enslaved folks that were brought here into the colonies. But from the time the banjo made it to America, people were fascinated with that sound that only a banjo can make. People like Thomas Jefferson, just north of us, is Monticello. He would actually write about the banjars, he called it. Now you notice this probably doesn't look like your common banjo. If you were here in the late 1700s, this is kind of what a banjo might have looked like. Now, of course, mine's 5 strings. They wouldn't have been 5-string banjos back then. They hadn't been invented yet, but I'm going to talk about that. But basically, it was a very simple neck. You'd have a gourd, just a natural gourd, and a skin that would be soaked in water, stretched over the gourd, and tacked down. So when it dried, it makes that, becomes a drum, literally. And that's what gives the banjo that neat, ringy sound that we're all used to hearing. Now, from the fascination going into the colonial days and into the early 19th century, just south of the park, there was a young man named Joel Sweeney in the 1830s who decided to take this gourd banjo and, improve upon it a little bit. So what he did, he got rid of the gourd, he got a hoop like we'd recognize on a banjo today, and he tacked the head down, kind of like on a tambourine, and he made it a 5-string banjo. So that's where the roots of the 5-string banjo started right here in this area. And from that, a whole new culture of music would start in America, kind of like your early rock and roll of its day. Just over the ridge behind me is the Blue Ridge Mountains, and of course there's a whole new genre of music we call Appalachia or folk music. So, I thought I'd play you a couple tunes. I did bring another banjo with me. Now, this is an original antique banjo from the 1880s. And you can see by the late 19th century, banjos became very mass-produced. They did everything they could do to get you excited about buying their product. They got to the hooks. And what's nice about having hooks on here, you can actually adjust the tension on the head. You can't do that with what they call a tack head banjo. And later on, too, they added what's called frets, these little lines that help you, tell you where to put your fingers. So, one of the first songs I ever learned how to play was probably one of the oldest mountain songs that we know of, called Cripple Creek. My great-grandmother, who's born in the 1800s, she loved this song. I always used to play it for her, so I thought I'd share it with you today. Yeah, there's some good picking and grinning. I hope you like that. Now, the nice thing about folk music or mountain music, it tells stories. And in the later part of the 1840s, someone actually wrote a song about Lynchburg town. Now, you notice I'm sitting on a bateau. The bateaus were kind of like the semi-trucks of your day. And the James River was kind of like a highway. And this is the best way to get your goods from Lynchburg to Richmond. So somebody actually wrote a song about the life of in Lynchburg and tobacco and the bateaus. So I thought I'd play a little song with a little history and a little culture to it. Hope you enjoy it. It's called Lynchburg Town. Ride downtown, ride on down Lynchburg town, lay my tobacco down. Well, tobacco's selling high, tobacco's selling high. 50 cents when it's wet, 60 when it's dry. Back a selling low, back a selling low. When it sells 7 cents, ain't no use to go. Wind downtown, wind downtown. Run on down Lynchburg town, lay my tobacco down. I don't mind to work so hard, to pay is mighty lean. I don't understand why folks, they get so mean. It's a rough and rocky road on down to Lynchburg town. Watch out where you're going, boys, you'll run your boat aground. Wind downtown, wind downtown. Wind on down Lynchburg town, lay my tobacco down. Well, little piece of ash cake and little piece of fat. Some folks like to squander it, you get so much as that. Love them mashed potatoes, roast them in a pan. Love them bacon and home grits, frying in the pan. Wind downtown, wind downtown. Wind on down to Lynchburg town, lay my tobacco down. Well, once I had a gal so mean, I tell you boys the truth. She wouldn't do a single thing that I'd ask her to. Told her not to rock my boat, she tried to make it roll. She went up and over the side, down a big sinkhole. Wind downtown, wind downtown. Went on down to Lynchburg town, lay my tobacco down. Wind downtown, wind downtown. Right on down to Lynchburg town, lay my tobacco down. Woo! There was some mighty fine picking and grinning. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to hear some more music, let me know and I'll come on back. You have a great day. Thanks for coming to James River State Park.